As I mentioned in my last video, I'm going to be doing a close reading and an unpacking of Jenina Fisher's book, Healing the Fragmented Selves of Trauma Survivors. I just want to share a little bit from the beginning of the book. It says, she writes, how this book came to be. Having no way to understand the entrenched self-alienation or intense self-hatred of their traumatized clients, therapists often feel frustrated, baffled, and inadequate to the task of trying to help. Why do they seem to be at war with themselves or with us? Although the client has come seeking relief from a burden of trauma-related symptoms and issues, the task of exchanging self-alienation for self-compassion can feel overwhelming or even distasteful. Neither client nor therapist has a language with which to explain the internal struggles being played out inside the client's mind and body. In a mental health world that rejects the notion that personality and identity can be fragmented and compartmentalized, therapists are rarely trained to see the splits, much less the life or death battle for control being waged by, quote, selves with opposite aims and instincts. So this is the fundamental paradigm shift in her approach, which is inspired in part by Richard Schwartz's work in internal family systems, which is that we can look at the psyche not as this kind of unitary whole, this me or I that's just this one thing, and then when there's a feeling, I attribute it out of habit to this me or I, but actually there's a multitude of selves, or what Schwartz calls parts, and they can, in a strange way, can kind of act independently of each other or feel independently of each other and often be in conflict. And for trauma survivors, this can feel like a really debilitating and persistent kind of ambivalence. And that's certainly something that I felt very much in my life, and I'm sure others who have had difficult childhoods can relate to this, and I think this book is going to explore that for us in a way that's very helpful.